Hey everybody, Pastor Michael here. So excited to be a part of Morning Manna. We're talking about the ancient paths. That's found in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. I've been meditating on this for some time. There's so much meat in this one verse. It says, "Thus says the Lord, stand by the roads and look, and ask for the ancient paths, where the good way is, and walk in it, and find rest for your souls." So we've been using kind of as a textbook this great book. It's a classic. It's called The Celebration of Discipline. These are the ancient paths. There are 12 key ideas, key practices to help move us into that relationship to God like we really want to be. And you can tell that I got this in 1978 when it was written. It was a textbook in Bible college like 150 years ago. And you can see the back is broken in a number of ways. Its cover's torn. I've just been all through this book until you turn to page 84, which is the chapter on solitude. And you start flipping through and you say, Michael, there's not a single, there are markings all over this book. I mean, you wrote on it like it's yours. There's not a single one on solitude. Why? Because I hate it. I am extroverted. I want to be with people. I draw energy with people. It's so hard for me just to be, I'm built to talk. And yet Jesus was built to talk. And look at this. He inaugurated his ministry by spending 40 days alone in the desert in Matthew chapter 4. Before he chose the 12, he spent the entire night alone in the desert hills in Luke chapter 6. When he received the news about the death of John the Baptist, he withdrew in a boat to a lonely place to be apart in Matthew chapter 14. After miraculously feeding the 5,000, Jesus made his disciples leave so he could be by himself, and he went up in the hills in Matthew chapter 14. It goes on and on. Jesus spent a lot of time alone. Why? Because solitude is this. We talked about meditation. We talked about prayer. We talked about fasting. But the key to all those really working is the ability to quiet your soul. And your soul can't be quiet if the rest of you is loud. That's the toughest part. And so as I read it, over the years, I just felt raw conviction, to tell you the truth. But what solitude recharges you in a way that helps you connect with God. You'd think it'd be the opposite. See, as an extrovert, I get charged up by people, but in my spirit, you get charged by being quiet. There's something about solitude and silence that go together. So I want to challenge you to don't start. I take a solitude day every month, and it's hard. It starts the evening before. I spend the night someplace by myself. I spend the next part of the day by myself. It's quiet, and it's so hard, but I leave there so filled up, and I haven't talked to a single person. There's something about silence and solitude. So let me just suggest, as part of the ancient paths, take maybe an hour, just 1 hour, maybe 1 hour, one day a week. Just in it, maybe the kids are in bed, maybe it's at nighttime when everyone's turn off the TV, turn off the music, don't even use Christian music, and let your body and your soul catch up to your spirit. Because listen to me, your spirit knows that God is calling you back to a fundamental core element of the faith, which is this: devotion to Christ. And you know that devotion to Christ is the place where the human heart is most satisfied. So if you want to get there, you got to first shh your body, then shh your soul, and it awakens your spirit. And when you're done with that 1 hour, you'll be so recharged. It's absolutely amazing. God bless you, Manna Church. I love you.